Okay, so that's something. We're gonna do a little test stream where I try to learn the Odin programming language and make something. Ba-da-da-ba-da. How do I even... How do I even, like, post a link to the stream? I don't even know how this works. Hang on. Ba-da-da. I've never streamed on YouTube, so this is going to be a first. How does this work? How do I get, like, a... Oh, okay. Okay, well that's cool. How do I get that on my laptop where I'm actually controlling the stream? Do I go to the live page? Yes. Seemingly. Video link. Okay, that's what I wanted. There's like different, like the interface in OBS is completely different from what you get on YouTube.com. So I have no idea why that's a thing. Quote tweet. Right. I will open the stream and see if it's working. Okay. I mean, it seems to be working. I don't know. Do 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 do. My setup for this is definitely not figured out. Okay, so today we are going to attempt to learn Odin by doing some basic things. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new folder in my downloads. Odin. Make a new folder in here called Hello World. And we'll open this with VS Code. Yeah, sure. Alright, so let's see. Odin Lang getting started. So I've installed Odin already. Hopefully I installed it correctly. I've already gone through all this, I believe. So, overview. Okay, that's pretty simple, huh? So, well, that's the wrong monitor. I don't want to put it on that monitor, thank you. Really? Okay, okay, whatever. So, I'll make a new file and call this one hello.odin. I'll say package main import or format. Is the two colons thing, is that from Jai, or is there some other language that both of these are basing that on? Format, print line, hello. What? Can I use semicolons if I want to? Because I'll probably want to. I don't know, if I'm using something like Pythonic, like if I'm using Python or Nim or Moonscript, I don't have a like instinct to put the semicolons there, but if it's C-like, I always want to put the semicolons. Okay, so let's see. Hello. Boo takes a package. Okay. So do I need to call this main.odin? Oh, for heaven's sake. It does not. Bugger off. Okay, so that works. That's interesting because I've called this just an arbitrary name. Does that mean it just scans for an Odin file? That's pretty cool, if so. Interesting. Compile the Odin file. Or is it just because this one has main in it? Is it like compiling every Odin file in here, which there's only one, and then this one has an entry point? Is that how that works? Either way, that's pretty cool. Let's build it then. Odin build the current directory. And what do we get? We get hello world.exe, which we can then run. Oh my god. My administrator does not require that because I am the administrator. I don't have this problem with any other language. What the hell? Oop. I was gonna try not to swear, but what's the deal with that? Okay, well, anyway, what else do we have? Tell it to treat a single file. Okay, cool. So I can say Odin run hello.odin file. Okay, that's pretty cool. Ooh, and then it builds it as its own exe. That's interesting. Okay. Comments work how you'd expect. Raw strings, that's pretty cool. Built-in len proc, okay. All the standard things. That's interesting. It's cool that that's built in. Unexpected. What else do we have? Okay, so you can specify. Okay, so the colon equals is if you don't specify a type. So like if I came in here and said x equals 10, x's type is inferred, but I could also say x, I could say y int equals 10. Is that right? Yes, okay. So this is for inferred types. That's kind of neat. What else do we have? Variable declarations. Okay, we do it the Lua way, which is cool. Assignment statements. That all makes sense. Okay, and const is... Okay, cool. So I was looking at the cat and onion source code a little bit yesterday, and there was something in a file that was like blah. It was like this, and I was like, what does that mean? Is that like a define? And I guess it's kind of like a define, except not really because it's scoped and everything. So that's a constant value. That's kind of neat. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about these modern programming languages where the identifier is always first. It's uniform in a way, and I get why people like that, but I don't know. Like I kind of like having telling you what the thing is first and then having the name. But that's just me. Let's see. What else do we have? Import statement. Yeah, dot dot. Okay. Okay, you can rename the import. That's cool. That's really cool. All declarations are exported by default. Okay, that's a surprise. That is not what I would expect. I would expect things to be private by default, and then you export the things you want to be exported. Although I guess, I don't know, programming in a C way, you assume things will be exported, but I don't know. With functions and things, you'd have to like DLL export depending on what you're doing, and that feels natural because you're like, this would normally be internal to the thing, but I'm explicitly telling you that I want to export it. Interesting though. A package is a directory of Odin code files. Okay. A directory cannot contain more than one package. Okay. Organizing packages. All right. Okay, basic for loop. Let's see. I'm going to assume that Odin won't let you do a sort of modern language thing where you're just like, oh, I'm not going to write a main, I'm just going to write this at global scope. I assume that Odin won't do that. which is fine. It's fine. Let's see. No parentheses surrounding the three components. La di da di da. Braces or a do are always required. Okay, I like this. I like this. Oh. Okay. If you insist. Semicolons can be dropped. Okay, that's kind of cool. Does that mean there is no while loop? Or does that mean... there's no while loop. Okay. Alright. I'll allow it. And of course, I'm not inside of a function, so I can't do this either, but this isn't even recognized as a statement. That's interesting. Okay. So I can come in here and do it. I could say interesting. Okay, and there definitely is no while. Yeah, there's no while. Okay. Fascinating. Who is messaging me? I am busy. It's my friend. Okay. Range-based for loop. Okay, I'm glad those are here. I use those a lot in nim. It's very nice. What else do we have? Certain built-in types can be iterated over. Well, that's nice. We like that. Okay, I was about to think this. I was gonna be like, okay, but the index, I need the index. That's nice too. Iterated values are copies. That word scares me a little bit. Okay, this is good. This is very good. Making a locket really with some nice UTF-8 support is nice. My Zelda-like game in Nim WYSIWYG, using Nim's built-in UTF-8 stuff has been really nice. To just like very trivially support different character sets. And so whenever it's time to make a locket for that game, I can just make a big dictionary of strings with names and call it a day. And as long as the font supports the glyphs, it should be fine. So that's quite pleasant. Let's see, you can reverse in reverse. Okay. Now why does this come before? Okay, fine. Fine, it's fine. Let's see. So if I do pound reverse for I in 0 to 10, less than 10 I should say, do format front line, or wait, how do I do the, can I just pass in an arbitrary, can I just pass I in? It seems like I can. Reverse is not supported with ranges. Okay, well that's a little bit, I'd need some, okay. Well, here's what we'll do. Here's what we'll do. We'll do, hello world, and then we'll do, oh my god. I'm sitting unusually because I'm trying to like be near the microphone. Reverse for CNS to format print line. I'll just do print C, and then I'll do format print line. All right. So now let's try that. Okay, that's pretty cool. So we can iterate in reverse. What else? If statement. I like that there are no, like, there's no parenthesis hell in this language. Well, There is in places because it doesn't have like oh, what's the buzzword? Uniform calling syntax or something. Because it doesn't have that, you can't just like chain a bunch of things on a thing. But I don't know. Let's see. Okay, that's fine. Ooh, interesting. That's cool. The default case is denoted as a case without any expression. Interesting. Break statement is not needed. That's cool. This is nice. Oh, but you can use the fall through keyword. That's cool. If you want the fall through. That's really neat. Okay. I hear my dog like boobing about in the background. I'm gonna go let him outside. Well, actually, how am I gonna do that? I don't have any scenes set up in here. Just for a second. Just for a second. All right, we're back. Okay, so let's see. This is pretty cool. What else do we have? Ooh, we can do ranges. That's nice. We like that. We like to see that. A partial switch. Oh, interesting. So you can specify, I don't want to have to provide all these. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. With union types. Oh, heck yes. Type switch statement. That's going to be our best friend later. Defer statement. All the cool kids and their defer statements. All right. Okay. Let's see. Okay. When statement. So when is compile time? Okay. That's the same as nim. Branch statements. Break does what you would assume. This is nice. Also similar to nim in that regard. Same. That's cool. Procedures. Now we're getting into the good stuff. All right. So let's see. Okay. Do I need to specify that it returns void? Whoop. Probably not. I could probably leave that off, would be my guess. I sure can. Okay. And we'll say stinky. Okay. And so then I can call test proc. That's pretty cool, and I assume it's fine. Okay, yes, so we don't have to forward declare or something. That's nice. And what else do we have? Let's see. Two or more consecutive parameters. Oh, thank Jesus. Nim has this, and almost nothing else I've used has this, and it drives me absolutely bonkers, okay? Like, I write a lot of C, and I like writing C, but it is a nightmare to be in there typing, like, this, like doing this is so obnoxious. I use TypeScript at my job, and doing the same thing, of course, with that, it's like colon the type doing that. It just drives me insane because it's like, okay, this compiles to JavaScript, so you want to avoid passing objects whenever possible. You can only really pass like numbers and strings without it being a nightmare, and like strings are a question, frankly. And so then it's like, okay, great. Well, if I want to pass 10 parameters, and most of them are the same type, it's just like this insane verbosity. So thank you, Ginger Bill. Thank you, Ginger Bill, for doing the obvious, sane thing that you would do in this for this. Because most languages don't, and it's really obnoxious. That is so nice. Everything is passed by value. All procedure parameters are immutable. So is that universal? So can I pass a parameter and say that it's mutable? Or in those cases, do I just need to return a value? Because I know that Odin has multiple returns, so maybe that's what you would do. Instead of modifying something in the procedure, you would just return and the like modified, you would like explicitly copy it. Like I know that's a thing, so you can have like, you can say proc, we'll take X, and then in here, X is immutable, right? So in here, X is immutable. But if we wanted to, we could do this, and this makes a copy of X, and then we can mutate that X. So if I take this out, if I comment this out, this should be an error, or will that also copy? Will it also make a copy? I don't know. Okay, yeah, that's an error. You can't assign to it because it's a parameter, but if we do this, we make an explicit copy of it, and now we can assign to it. And then we could return X, right? To give back the modified copy. That's interesting. Okay. Let's see. An explicit okay, well, he talks about it immediately. All right. That's cool. Procedures can be variadic. Okay, that's good. I like this. I like this result thing. Nim also does the same thing. So far, this language has a lot of niceties. So instead of doing that, we'll do this with result, and then we can do a naked return and just give back the result. Nim has similar things. I like Nim a lot. Nim is the most like so far Nim is the like C successor, quote unquote, that I like the most. Um, but Odin seems to have a lot of similar things to Nim, so I might end up liking Odin a lot as well. The one thing I don't super love about Nim is doing C style memory management in it. I might just not have a very good understanding of how to do it yet, but to the extent that I've tried to do C style memory management in Nim, it's like it's so verbose and kind of a nightmare. And it makes sense why, because you have to be very explicit about, okay, I'm casting this to a pointer and then I'm casting that pointer to this other type. But it's like this would be, 10 characters to write in C, and then in Nim it's like very, very explicit. And that's fine. I do kind of wish it had just like a pragma I could put at the top of the file or something to be like, hey, I'm a C programmer, leave me alone. For things that want to do that. But so in Nim, I end up using the garbage collector a lot in situations where I necessarily wouldn't want to per se, just because the ergonomics of not using it are a little bit obnoxious. I need to just like read a book about it. There's probably much better ways to do things than I have in my game, but I need to figure them out. All right, multiple return values. That's nice. Named results. Oh, we like that. That's very nice. That is very nice. I like that a lot. That's pretty cool. Let's see. A good return statement should only be used in short procedures as it reduces clarity when reading. That's fair to say. Uh, Named arguments. Well, that's quite nice. I like that that's here as well. It's quite nice. What else do we have? Oh, what? Ooh, that's pretty cool too, actually. Yeah, that okay, yeah, that makes sense. So I need to clear my throat, excuse me. I I probably shouldn't have like rolled out of bed, gotten a drink of water, and decided to do a programming stream. So my throat is a little bit scratchy. Default values. Well, that's pretty nice, yeah. Okay. Oh no, Carl is retweeting me. People might see this stream. Oh dear. Thank you, Carl. I love you. But I'm terrified. Oh yeah. Well, okay. Um, let's see. Default values. Okay. Nice, nice. Oh, that means a pointer to a monitor, I guess. One would assume. That's interesting. Okay. Explicit overloading. Okay, what does explicitly overloading mean? Oh. Ooh. Okay, that is actually really nice. That's really cool, actually. Um, I love this so much. That is really nice, actually. Because sometimes I do want to use overloads, but in most languages that have them, they just introduce ambiguity in a way that's yucky, particularly if you like accidentally, or if you're trying to read a new code base and there's like 50,000 things with the same name. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. That's pretty awesome. I really like that actually. What else do we have? Okay, all of our basic types with all of our sane names for them. Indian specific. Well, that's cool. Unexpected. Ooh, quaternions are built in. That's pretty cool. Wait a minute. Are vectors built in? Are smaller, lower order vectors built in, or is it just quaternions? Weird. Okay. Zero values. Okay. Good. Good. Thank you. Jesus. All right. What else do we have? Type conversion. And it's all explicit. I agree. That's cool. Cast operator. That's also cool. It's weird to me that the thing you're casting isn't in the parentheses when this language loves parentheses so much. That's a little bit weird, but I'll take it. Transmute operator. A bit cast between two types of the same size. Okay, interesting. So if I had some pixel data and I wanted to treat it as a U32 or as a U8, I would use transmute, I suppose. That's pretty cool. Untyped types. Okay, that makes sense. Autocast. That's pretty neat. Yes. We don't want to end up in C++ auto land. I agree. That's pretty cool. What else do we have? Built-in procedures, la-di-da-di-da, string type. Good. String iteration. Da-da-da-da-da. Okay. All right, so there are enough syntactic things that are unique to this language to me, like that are unfamiliar to me personally, that doing the little project I have in mind for testing this thing is probably going to be just an absolute train wreck. So I didn't get my stuff ready to actually show what I was gonna do. So I made this little program, which is like a single file nim program, and this is just like, it uses SDL2 and it's just like a really crappy PNG tuber setup. And I had to, oh God, I had to do SDL bindings. I had to add some things on because they're not actually complete. I need to do a pull request and just go finish like all of the declarations for SDL2 for NIM, but I haven't done that because I'm lazy. But it's on my to-do list. Oh, of course, now it's like disconnected from the thing, and it's not gonna resize. Turd. Okay. So, all right, what we're gonna do. So the idea that I had was I'm gonna make a little avatar, and what I wanted to do was I wanted to have her head like speak and stuff, right? I wanted to have different hats I could swap between. And the other thing that I don't know if we'll be able to do or not is I wanted to have the keyboard animate when I'm typing. And so there's two ways I could do that, right? One way is I could get like a lapel microphone and put it behind the keyboard and then connect to that device too, not just the main mic. I could connect to that mic and listen for keyboard sounds and then animate the keyboard the same way I animate the mouth, by like getting the average gain or whatever. That is like hardware setup though, and then selecting two devices, which is not a big deal, but it seems unnecessary. The other way I thought of to do it was listening for raw input from the keyboard and then showing the animation based on that. And so like I would do an average of like, well, this is how many keys per second I'm hitting, and then I could make the animation faster or slower based on doing that. I don't know how easy or hard doing that would be. I don't know about getting raw input in Odin, and actually, having not written a keylogger or something, I haven't actually done raw input on Windows. I've only ever done the like events coming in to the window. with Windows API, so I'm not sure what that would entail. Um, it is the case uh, that there's this nifty template for live coding in Odin with Raylib that somebody published yesterday. But I'm probably not going to go grab that just because I don't want to be fiddling with multiple things where I'm just like trying to learn the basics of the language right now. So what I'm gonna do is I should have just here. I should have just done this. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna close that. I'm just gonna open the whole folder in code. Make life easier. Yes. Bugger off. Okay. So there's our file, and then in here we'll go make a new folder, and I don't know, we'll call this avatar. And then here we'll make a new file. And so in here, all right. And isn't there a thing where like, it's like in here I'm like doing format print line. Isn't there like, I think there's like, I can say using, right? I could say, is it using or how does this work? No. Okay, let me pull this up. Using. Oh, right. Okay. Odin using keyword. Here we go. Yeah, okay, yeah. I can say using format, and then in here I can just say print line foo. Is that right? Odin avatar. Why is I'm so stupid? Oh my god. Get out of there. Move it. God. Okay. So I can just do that. No. Right. Odin run. Expected. Alright. Sorry. Derp. Package main. Okay. Only declarations are allowed. Do I have to put a... Is that the... Oh, do I have to put it inside the function? Oh, that's smart, actually. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, that's cool. All right, so let's get Raylib going. I don't know if Raylib comes as part of the included batteries or not. SDL is included, right? Let's see. Odin vendor libraries. So Raylib. Why is it showing me individual symbols? Okay. So do I just say like import vendor? Okay, okay. That's cool. Can it actually run? Okay, so it's okay. So, oh, all right. Let's see. Carl, of course. Is there just like a simple example? Perhaps not. Okay, well, that's fine. Let's go get the simplest Raylib example. In C, of course. And so what we're going to do is copy this and then rewrite it. All right, so I'm going to say screen width is going to be 800. Screen height is going to be 450. And then if they're an ads, just raylib. So I'm going to say raylib init window, and then we'll have screen width, screen height. Raylib. So there's that, and then we'll say set target FPS 60. And we'll say while not, is bang not in this programming language? I assume it is. It sure seems to be fine. So, oh, maybe not. And oh right, duh. Or I also don't need these parentheses here. Okay, that seems correct. Up. And so then we'll say again drawing, and then we'll say and then we'll say I'll draw text hello world. Visual Studio always shows the wrong thing that you're completing. Like it always shows the next parameter. And this has been a thing for like ever. Whatever. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna be bold, make it black. Okay. And drawing. I assume white space doesn't matter, so I can just do that. Yeah, it's fine. In this language, that's cool. La-di-da-di-da. Close window for completeness sake. Okay, so there's our raylib hello world. We don't need this anymore. Da-da-da. Okay. Sweet. So there's raylib. That's nice. Let's see. So what I'm going to do is load up one of my other raylib projects because I haven't used raylib that much. I've actually only used raylib on this project. I'll show you quickly what it is. So this is a little like Raycaster exploration puzzle game that I've been making with raylib. I was making it with SDL2 and then decided to switch to raylib to learn raylib, so... And this one thing is really loud. But yeah, this is just like a little, I don't know. I have a couple mechanics left to make for this, and then I need to make the actual content for it. And I spent like a week making a level editor for it, which was fun. But anyways, so this actually uses raylib, so I'm going to refer to it some. And that should help. I'm gonna move this to my other monitor. Oh my god. Other monitor is so tiny. Okay. Where is an actual file that does anything with raylib? I should maybe have made a to-do list for this, but I didn't. So let me briefly I mean, I could just make this folder an utter mess. That'll be fine. So, Shuvik Ghosts, I'd probably pronounce that wrong. Shuvik Ghost 2048 says hi. Hello. Thanks for coming by the stream. It's very disorganized. So our end goal is to make this avatar. So I'm going to make a couple images and then we're going to load those with raylib and then we'll embed those. What we'll do for our build script eventually is we'll just embed those images in the application, which from what I understand is really easy with Odin. It's fairly easy with Nim as well, which is part of why I like Nim so much. Sorry, I needed to take a drink. Let's see. So here's our basic Odin program. Oh gosh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, who cares? Who cares? Forget it. Maybe I should make my text bigger. I don't know if it's visible to people or not. I don't know. Anyway, let's see. We're going to make some temporary frames here. So we're going to have a head of the avatar. We're going to have an avatar head. And then we're going to have an avatar body. And so we're gonna have a head, and we're gonna have a body. And I'm in the wrong. I need to go higher up. Users. Oh my god. Odin avatar. Alright, so here's our temporary avatar head. We should probably have a blinking and not blinking version of this. So, got this version. So here's what we'll do. We will let's make a new copy these. And it always, oh my god, so stupid. Okay, there's that. Okay. So now we'll erase these crappy eyes and we'll put in different crappy eyes. We'll copy those and put them here. Okay, so we've got two eyes open, two eyes closed. And then I'm going to export these as a PNG. We'll export all the frames. Agree. And then in here, we'll make a new folder. This image. And we're going to grab all these things and put them in the image folder. Yippee. So there's our crappy images. And then what we'll do is so let's make a to-do in here. So we'll have load some images and display them. And then we'll have get microphone input. So we'll have enumerate devices, open default device, and then we'll have get samples, and we'll have hold, right, and then we'll have make images speak, and then we'll have make images blink, and then we'll have make temp keyboard images. We'll have either get second mic for keyboard or listen to raw input. And then under there, we'll have animate keyboard. And then what else? We'll have embed asset files, single exe, static links, which with raylib should be easy. And we'll have make real artwork, set up real avatar, and make real avatar. We are not going to get all this done today, probably. All right, so there's those things. So in raylib, so we're just going to make a file called, we're going to make a thing called head images. I don't know if I can do it this way or not. I don't know how to specify arrays yet. So that's a thing. What the heck is that? Arrays. Fixed arrays. Okay. And so we put string. That seems right. So we'll have image. Let's see, well. Oh, for heaven's sake. Okay, great. Copy those, paste those. Okay. All right, so there's our, there are the things. Actually, so much motion detected outside my house today, and I have no idea why. All right. Okay, so we'll have head images blink. So head images talk. Here's what we'll do. Idle. So that will be this one, and that will be that one. Oop. Idle, and then we'll have head images idle blink. This is a very silly way to do this, but it'll be fine for now. And we'll have head images talk. Really, I should just have a separate image for the eyes, and that would be much simpler than doing this. We could have eyes and mouth and make like a hierarchical thing, and then we could animate the mouth and eyes around, which could also be quite nice. Basically, I just want Flash. Just give me Flash back. Actually, forget this. This is getting overcomplicated. So we're just going to make a list that's like all images, all right? Actually, Odin has built-in dictionaries, right? It sure does. Map string int. Okay, so you use array syntax for what the key is, and then the value comes after that. That's interesting. So let's see. Can I iterate a map? A nil map has no keys. Hmm. Okay, that's interesting. Odin iterate map. Hmm. 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 Can you iterate a map or not? Okay, well, let's just make, tell you what. Let's make a map literal to test this. So, map string, well, yeah, why not? Let's just test it. So, a equals, two, and then actually we'll just do this. For Q and N. Does that work? There's no way that works. That was too obvious. That seems unlikely to be allowed. But let's see. Huh. Oh my god. Life is easy in Odin, this is just allowed. Okay, cool. So it wasn't mentioned anywhere obvious to me. I probably just missed it reading, but that's pretty sweet, actually. That's pretty great, because that means we can just go through and load these things really easily. So, perfect. So, we'll do all images, and that's going to be, can I do a compile time map? We'll see. String, and actually, here's making enum out of these things. Oh, who cares? So that's pretty cool. That's actually really neat. For now, let's not bother over complicating things. So I have head images. And then what we'll do is we want to come in here and load all of the images. So to load all the images. So then we'll do, we'll call this head image paths. All right. And we'll call this head images, and it's going to be an array of rl.image. We'll say, oh, derp. Such an odd syntax to me. But so there we have our head images. Is that how like dynamic arrays work? Oh, you put dynamic in here. Interesting. Okay. Neat little language. Okay. So in here we'll load all the images. So we'll say for path in head image paths do head images How do I add something to a dynamic array? Append, okay. So say append head images, which we should really put some error checks in here. Okay, fine. So we'll say image is going to be load image, and then we'll have path, and then we'll say if image is ready. Well, is image ready? Image. I don't need these parentheses. What I really wish is that I could omit the function call parentheses, because that's a thing that I like a lot in some places. For me, it's just less noisy to read in a lot of, particularly for like Boolean things. But anyway, so if the image is ready, we will add it. Actually, this program should just explode if it's not ready. So if not image is ready, how do I, what's the equivalent of like a throw? Or can I just assert this? I can just assert it. Okay. How do I format? How do I? How do I format a thing? Image. How do you do formatted strings? Okay. Well, that's not what I wanted. Odin printf. Okay, well, come on. Odin docs format. All right, here we go. Value in a default format. How does that work? Couldn't load image. What else is this? Okay, so can I just like, is format just a sprint? Oh, okay, sb print. Oh, that's not quite what I want. I just want to print a dang formatted string. Okay. Ah, that's what we want. Assert f. One assumes that would work. C string. Right. Okay. Assert f. Well, where does assert f come from? Which package does assert f come from? Assert f. Source. It is in format. Okay, cool. All right. Assert f. C string. Okay. Odin. Do I just cast it? How do I do that? Okay. Ew, well, we don't want to do that. This is nice. Okay, so we need to strings. Need to import the strings library and then convert them. Use this type. Oh, I mean, I could just make these C strings. Doesn't even matter. What? Okay. So there's our images, and then what do we need to do? Where's the, I had a dynamic erase thing pulled up in here somewhere. There's the list. Appending to a dynamic array. Oh, we have to give it the address of the thing. Okay. Alright, so we seem to be in business here with loading those. Okay, cool. So then, in here, we can draw one of our images. So we've loaded some images. We need to display those images. And that means, see, I haven't worked on this game in a little while either, so I don't entirely recall how to do things. Nope. Where is the dang thing? Let's see. There's a drawing. Texture mode, right, because we're drawing to off screen. Draw texture pro. Okay. So draw texture is what we want there. So say RL draw texture. Oh, there is no draw image, of course. Right. Is there a load texture? Yeah, so we, instead of load image, we need to change this to texture. Textures, no texture, it's texture ready. All right. So let's say draw texture, and we add textures 0. Alright, tint. I don't know, I'm gonna say white. Okay. See if that works. Right, duh, the background is, or well, wait, hang on. No, it's black, so it should be there. If it's gonna be there. I don't think it matters what tint is in here. Maybe I'm crazy. Yeah, let's just put it at like 0, 0. Hoot. Am I crazy? Like, No, it's in there. Hang on. Why does it have... That doesn't look right. Hang on. Why does it have the onion skinning? Oh my god. I didn't have onion skin on. My eraser was set to like half. Oh, that's stupid. Okay, well, anyway. First of all, let's fix that. Okay. And then we'll export those as PNG. Make sure it didn't put them in the wrong place. Okay, it didn't. So, okay, yeah, that's fixed. But what gives? I don't think there's anything special to getting something from a dynamic array, but we sure could see. Oh, hi, Carl. Yeah, nice to see you in the stream. I actually have been trying Raylib a little bit. This game here is the first thing that I made with Raylib, but it's not finished. And it was actually SDL before this, and I converted it to Raylib. And it has a bunch of things like live code reloading, but not with Odin. It's just straight C. So trying to learn Odin is fun so far. Very different syntax that I'm used to in places, but C-like enough, you know? Thanks for stopping by. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Let's see. Okay, so this did not load. This is not loaded, but this is... Oh, duh, yeah, because it's an assert. God, I'm so stupid. Okay. And of course the path is wrong because, yeah, I'm not in there. My working directory is out here. Okay, cool. There we go. So we've got our images loading, and we'll do some, how do you cast again in this thing? Okay. All right, so we're gonna do, let's say, cast int, and then we'll have raylib do get time times 2, and this will be mod 2. Now it should talk. Yippee! And we can... Alright, so we're loading some images. Cool. Ooh, thank you, Carl. I did not know that. That is way less verbose. Excellent. Thank you. Alright, so we got some images. Now we need to get microphone input, and I'm not sure if Raylib has that built in or not. Mini audio. But I also don't know... Odin might have some audio packages and we could just use one. Oh, it's got mini audio in there. I saw it. Mini audio. All right, perfect. Mini audio. And let's see. So I haven't used mini audio before. Low level API. Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, one thing I'm really enjoying so far with Odin is just how batteries included it is. Um, like having just this nice collection of vendor libraries that have most of what somebody like me would want already there, and I can so far rest assured that they're like up to date and that the bindings are actually correct. That's huge. Most languages do not have that kind of thing out of the box. It's very pleasant. It's very, very pleasant to just have that. It's like, oh, here's Raylib. Oh, here's Mini Audio. Here's SDL. Here's all the things. Let's see. Okay. So, device type. Okay. MA device config. Okay. So, all right. So, let's try to open our mic. So, I'll say MA device config. Okay. Device config init. What we have in there. Device type capture. All right. And yeah, I haven't used Mini Audio either. I've done this with SDL and just read the packets from SDL, but um, I've not used this. So let me see if there's like a little capture concept of device. Okay, so I'm gonna need to define one of these, I think. So we'll come down here to do that. So we'll say like data callback fuck, and we'll have device, which is going to be device. Is that right? And then we have output. Output is a void pointer, which would just be the samples. How do you do a void pointer in Odin, or could I just put whatever I want in there? Yeah, that's true. I could use the SDL bindings. I'm kind of keen to learn Mini Audio if it's not too much trouble, just because like SDL is a similar amount of setup, honestly. If I have, where is it? Where is it? I don't think I have it. Hang on. So if I go and pull up my crappy, like one of my other similar programs that uses SDL, if memory serves, like there's, like for one thing, I had to modify the bindings because the SDL bindings are not complete, and I really should just do a pull request and complete them, but I haven't. Like there's lots of, I mean, it's not a lot. There's a little, so like you have to process audio, which makes sense. And then where's my actual audio setting up crap? It's similar to Mini Audio, like you make a spec for like what you want the thing to be, and then you pass in a callback, so it's very similar. And then I think I'm just incredibly lazy and I just load the default capture device. I don't even let you choose from a list in this program, which is funny. But yeah. Void pointer is raw pointer. Okay, thank you. So we'll have output is raw pointer. Well, actually, input is also, well, it's a const raw pointer. Oh, that's clever. That is clever. Open the bindings. Yeah, in can I please go look at it? Okay. In NIM I end up doing that kind of thing a lot. I hadn't even considered doing it here. Whoop. All right. So now we can have a looky-loo. And, well, not common.odin. I don't want common.odin. Can I just, like, do this? No, I cannot. Hmm. Where is it? Oh, that is in the package. Okay, fine. I can't read. It is very different programming on stream versus just, like, quietly programming in a room. There's, like, this weird pressure on it. Let's see. So, let's see if I can find a... Now, what is the function I need to call? It is... Where's my docs? It was... config init and data callback. That's what we need to look at. Is data callback or not? If we can find it. Init. Not the init I wanted. Let's see. Running for device config init. What the heck? Okay, wow. Any audio? Let's have a look in here. I did not realize it would be so many files. Yeah, that's true. Like I like watching programming streams where people are like stumped figuring a thing out. Myself, it just feels very different being the one who's like flailing. Like I've never used this and I looked like an idiot. Let's see. Why are there so many things in here? That sure seems like a lot of things. Decoding device procs. That's probably what we want. Right, well. Context config in it. I don't know what that means. Okay, simple configuration. Yeah, so Oh, my cat really wants in the house. Apologies. I will be right back. All right, sorry about that. Yeah, so with most languages I use, I can just like control click a thing to jump to the declaration, if not the definition, which does work here, which is nice. Um, However, it does not tell me a whole lot because I need to figure out how to do this thing. Um, just because the way that Mini Audio has you format the thing. I was trying to see if they had maybe an example of doing capture, but because I don't know how it needs to verify. Okay, here we go. It works exactly the same. Change the device type from okay, so what we need to do is I'm gonna move this to my other monitor, and there's not gonna be any space on my other monitor because it's a 640 by 480 CRT, but that's okay. Okay, so let's see. Uh, Let me comment this out for now, and we'll do our config. Da 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 da. Okay, so actually, I'm just gonna call this config for now. Config capture format equals what kinds of formats can I do in the format, and then I also need right. Let's look at the device config type and look for okay capture. I don't know why these aren't auto completed, but whatever. And the type is format. I can go look at the formats. Okay. So for the format, we'll just do signed 16 because that's the most common one everywhere, and that's going to be in a format S16. Can you do like a naked enum member? And you can. Okay, what's wrong with this? Type of the device. What's the issue? Expected. Oh. Wait a minute. Oh, duh. I wrote this as if it was C. Sheesh. Okay. Okay, so you don't have a naked enum, although I could probably, maybe I could using the enum, but I don't care about that. Just do .s16. Oh, instead of this? Is that? Oh. What? What? That's crazy. So does that mean here I can just do like dot capture? Oh, what? That's cool. Thank you, Carl. Okay, So what is this doing? Is that saying go and find the thing that's like scoped for what? How does that work? What? Hang on. Excuse me. Odin enum dot syntax. I'm probably not gonna find anything. Oh, what? 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 Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that is like, that saves so much verbosity. That's cool. That's really cool. I love it. Oh my God. That is so pleasant. That is so, so pleasant. That's really neat. All right, channels. Let's go back to this. Let's not go back to that. Let's go back to, oh, right. Crud. Well, crap. What is like struct config struct? No, shoot. Device config. It's in here somewhere. Okay, there it is. All right. Channels. One channel is fine. We don't care. Okay. So then what? how do we... All right, how do we do the capture the same for capture? Okay. Man, this is zoomed the heck out. Okay. Data callback. You just read from the input buffer and leave the output buffer alone. Okay. Capture. Okay. That's fine. So we don't have to. Okay. If you don't specify a device, it'll pick the default device, which is fine. For now, I only have one mic connected to this PC, so we'll leave that alone for the moment. Normally, if I was gonna make something for other people to use, I would like enumerate the devices and pick the right one. But we're not gonna bother with that for now. So let's see. Engine config. Do I need to start that up? Maybe not. I don't know. I probably don't need to do that. Let's see. So if I do that, let me go back to their top level example. So you set up all this crap. I can leave this stuff at, which honestly I could leave that at 0 too. I don't care, but I'm just gonna specify mono. It should be fine to specify mono. And then user data, which we don't super need. We could supply user data later. You might want to, but anyway. So we're gonna have a callback. You can have nested procedures in Odin, right? Is that right? Config capture config data callback equals proc, and then I need to have the device, which is gonna be, and then I need to have out, which is a raw pointer that we're not going to use, and then we have input, which is going to be a const raw pointer. I don't know how to specify that per se. Actually, there should be up here. We can look at the data callback. We can go look at it. Oh, they're both just raw pointers. So, okay. So we discard the const because it doesn't mean anything in C anyway. That makes sense. And then frame count is a U32. Okay. And then it's not going to return anything. Okay, maybe that's not allowed. Cannot assign value. Okay, fine. 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 All right, so there's our data callback. And we'll pass in mic data callback. What is the issue? Cannot assign. Oh, I need to specify that it's a C proc, is that right? Yes, okay. Yeah, maybe I could assign it to a variable and then do that. Because it's effectively like I want to use it as a function pointer, right? So maybe I could do this and then do it. Yeah, that seems allowed. Okay, sweet. Very nice. Okay, so in capture mode, we read from input only. And we can do up to frame count, number of frames. I don't want that breakpoint, that was an accident. Okay. Let's see, I'm just gonna... Okay. All right, so there's our callback. And so we do for... Wait, I just read how to do this and then I've totally forgotten how to write a for loop in this language. range-based for loop. Right, okay. So we'll say for I in 0 frame count. And we're also going to say total and hi Tony. Do you want to say hi Tony? Do you want to meow into the camera, Tony? Or the microphone? Want to say hello? Mwah. Mwah. Who's a handsome boy, Tony? You're a handsome boy, yes you are. Sorry, I'm doing important things. Say hello to the peoples. Say hello. Good boy. He's very talkative. Okay. This is stupid. Input I. Actually, can I just say like F64? Is that allowed? Okay. Cannot index input. Oh, do I need to cast that first? Right? So that would be crud. How do I cast pointer? Transmute? Is that what I would want? Yeah, Tony is a very talkative boy. He's very sweet. He's like the sweetest cat I've ever had. He loves belly rubs and cuddles and stuff. He's really sweet. Let's see. Okay, cast. Da da da. That's the same thing, but has the same meaning. Transmute is a bit cast. Okay, well, I know that it's an S16, right? So we'll call this samples. It's going to be, can I just do like, can I just specify that it's a, maybe not. Is that allowed? No, it is not. 16, is it like I16? Yeah. Cannot dereference. Well, I don't want to dereference it. I want to cast it. Nope. How do you specify a pointer type in this? Oh, wait. Oh, okay, you put the pointer first. That makes sense. Okay. So I want to say that it's a pointer to an I16. No. Cannot index. Well. Ooh, thank you, Carl. Okay, so apparently we need to do this. Ah, perfect. Okay, thank you. And then what we'll do is out here, we'll just have average gain, which is going to be 0.0. And then in here, what we'll do is we'll say average. We're going to do a weighted average. So we're going to say average gain equals average gain times 0.4 plus total over frame count times 0.6. Oh, the cat is pushing the door open very aggressively. Hello. The other cat, I should specify. Okay, so... Oh, right. No captures. So I'll need to use user data, I think, for this. You can declare procedures inside a function in Odin, but can you declare types? I'm going to guess not. I'm guessing I would need to go, but like if I'm not going to use a struct anywhere but in the function, then maybe I should be able to put it in the function. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. I could make it a global. Oh, so I can make a type in here. Okay. So we'll say user data is, well, it's going to be a struct, and we'll have average aim is going to be f64. And then what we'll do is in the config, we'll do user data equals we're going to do underscore t. All right. Oh, yeah. I don't know. Let's see. Is that allowed? No. Okay. Where is the user data for this? I don't think it's in there is the thing. So I'm like, how is that useful? Is it on the device maybe? Would the device have it? Device. Capture. Well, it has a bunch of other stuff on there. Device. Okay, the device has a user data pointer, but I don't know if that's the same. Let's just make it a global because it's fine for this program. So we'll have average gain 0.0 colon. Okay. And we'll skip all this crap for now. All right, so there's that. What's the issue? Mismatch types? Yes, of course. Whoop. I did the Mac hotkey. That's my bad. All right, so there's that. And we'll get rid of this. Okay. So how do we actually open the device? That is the next question. So then we need to make a device. Okay, I'm just gonna copy this crap real quick. And okay. So after that, we'll have device, and then whoops. And then we'll say assert device init. What is null in Odin? I don't even know. Nil? It's nil. Okay. Nil. Config. And we'll have the device. Okay. And this will be format assert f. Okay. Init audio device. Okay. And that's not. What is MA success called? It doesn't exist, right? Let's see. Oh, it's just called success. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. Okay, so let's see if our audio device opens. And it sure does seem to. Cool, cool, cool. So then, once we have our audio device, what are we going to do with it? We need to start the device. So we'll start the device. Tony, what do you need, child? What do you need? Start the device. Not that we strictly need to care about this, but we'll be good. We'll be good and we'll do it. All right. So there's our device. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to print the we'll just print the thing. Is there a way in Odin to like inline format some text with a temporary allocator or something? Odin format text. This is not what I wanted it. No, it is not. Ugh. The specification. Okay, well, I don't really want that either. Formatted. Okay, this is not quite what I want. Well, I could just do this. I could just say, I could just go to the strings library and see what's in it. Format fprintf. Right. Guess I'm looking for like an sprintf situation, but for now I can just go ahead and print it to the console and see. You are right. So we'll say average gain. Actually, I think print line is already, isn't it? Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so I just passed the raw values in there, right? Different. Okay, so we are getting some values, and also I just realized I need to get the average. I need to get the absolute value of that. So it should be abs. Gotta work out our abs. Okay. C string to print to raylib. You can do format ctprintf. That's awesome. Thank you. I really appreciate you, Carl. Like having somebody with a clue in the chat is actually super valuable. I really appreciate that. Okay. So let's draw some text. So in here, what we'll do is we'll say S is going to be format CT printf. Oh, that's nice. Okay. Average gain F and average gain. And because we're in this fancy language called Odin, all of this stuff is type safe from what I understand, which is cool. And that'll give us a C string, and then we can print our C string, and then do we need to like free it or something? Let's go and look at this, shall we? Creates a formatted C string. Oh, it's on the temporary allocator already, so it's just fine. Free all. Okay, thank you. I was about to go look for something like that. Free all. Context temp allocator. That's awesome. That is really like half the reason that I was interested in looking at Odin in more detail is just because memory is like a central concept in the language, and it has like all these built-in like obvious facilities that you want in like every program ever. It makes me really happy that that's just built in. It's so nice. Thank you, Carl. All right, so there's our average gain, and we can see it going crazy. And if I'm quiet, it stays down around like 5. And if I talk, it gets up in the hundreds. And so what we can do is we can just make like a crappy thresholding thing. Um, Obviously, in like an end user situation, you would want to like let the person pick a device, and then you'd want to like let them tweak thresholds. And I have a program that does that, but I hate it with such a passion. I hate it so much because I have a program that has basically all that crap in it. It's made with SDL. I don't like it very much. I was spending a lot of time making user interface, like writing a little immediate mode GUI thing and doing user interface, because I wanted to make a WYSIWYG editor for the avatars, and then I realized like the avatars you make are so simple. It would be simpler to just write the code than to like edit it, for me anyway, and for most kind of tech people. And at some point, trying to make something accessible was still like, okay, this has taken 2 weeks of my spare time, and it's just not worth it. So I stopped. Some people use this, and I feel bad for them, and I end up helping them fix stuff because I gave up on the WYSIWYG editor, and you just have to write a code file to do it, and it's not very good. It's really frustrating actually for people. Never again. Never ever again. I might make a version with a saner, just like bespoke format. I ended up dragging in Lua and being like, haha, write this Lua file that's really cumbersome. And it's infinitely worse than just writing the code that makes the avatar, frankly. Which is why for this, I'm like, I'll just write my own program and it's fine, and there is no user interface. But anyway, so, oh God, I'm going to sneeze. I made it to the mute button in time. This is why I need to shell out for a Stream Deck and just like have the buttons to mute instantly. Oh. All right. So now for this situation, we're going to turn off that. And what we're going to do is, yeah, I guess if I had an interface for my microphone or something, I could like just like push a button on that, maybe like a physical button, but I don't know. Currently I'm using a USB mic that I borrowed from my girlfriend, and because I was just trying to do like the simplest possible setup with the least equipment, because the desk I'm using is tiny, and I didn't want a bunch of crap all over it if I could help it. Who? Okay. All right. So what we need to do is we'll need to have like a, can you specify a range as like a type or a variable in Odin? Probably not, but let's go look. Range operations. Because in Nim you can put a range on a type, or you can treat a range as a value, which is interesting. I don't really care if you can't do it in Odin, I'm just curious. Oh, that's cool. There's so much cool stuff in this language. Ooh, slices. We love a good slice. Okay, well, I'll call this threshold low is going to be like, I don't know, let's call it 50, and then we'll have, we'll have talk threshold. And we're going to say that that's like, let's put it like 60 and see how that does. And so then what we'll do is, we'll also have like time started talking. or we'll have time state changed is what we'll do. And then what we'll do in here is we'll say, which maybe we should separate our update and render code. I don't know. Draw. All right. So then what we shall do is we will say, I'm also, can you just do like a nested scope in this language and it's like fine? Ugh, did not mean to do that. You sure can. Okay. Okay, cool. All right. So what we'll do is we'll say we need to track the state as well. So we're going to say head state. Where we have idle, talking. We'll just have idle, talk for now. And right, duh, I'm using my C brain. Okay. So then what we'll do is down here, we'll say if average gain is greater than threshold, else here's what we'll do. Head state idle. All right, and then if you do an enum, I assume that's going to be a number, right? But we'll find out. So we'll say head state new equals talk. Otherwise, it'll be idle. And then on both of these, we're going to say time state changed equals get time. Okay. See if that runs. And it does. And okay, that looks like a mess. What the heck is that? Extra. Oh, right. Duh. Yeah, I was treating it like the other thing. So we'll have I'll just call this like something like that. So what I'm wondering is, what about printing enums and Odin? Enum. Is there a section for enums? Pretty please. Okay. Implicit selector. Okay, that's the thing that you were showing me, Carl. That's cool. That's really nice, actually. Using, oh, that's interesting. Iterating, that's also nice. Oh, interesting. So %v will just print the value however it wants, quote unquote. Oh, that's perfect. It does what you'd want for an enum, and it's built into the language, and it's not crazy. Excellent. I'm just gonna do that because that's so annoying. Okay, great. So this seems pretty reasonable so far. And so what you kind of want really is you kind of want whenever you start talking, you want it to immediately show the avatar talking, but then when you stop talking, you want a little bit of like cooldown time before it actually stops, because there are lots of little pauses during speech, right? But we should at least show the graphics first. So let's do that. So we'll say switch. Where's that enum example with the switch? Okay, nice. So we'll say switch, head state, case idle, and then we'll have case talk. And in the idle case, we will just draw, we'll draw the first texture, right? And then in talk, what we'll do is we're gonna do something really lazy here. So we're gonna say frame is going to be an int, and it's going to be raylib get time minus time state changed, and then how many frames per second do we want this to be? I don't know, let's say like 10 frames a second. And then this is going to be mod 2. That's really dumb, but it should get us going, maybe? Okay, so now when I'm talking, nothing is happening. No, what is wrong? Okay, so where's my goof? Check, 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 check. Nope. Let's see, where have I goofed? I mean, obviously it's 0, right? I just want to make sure that I'm not crazy. Oh, right. Duh. Oh my god. I'm not used to the keyboard I'm using at this desk. Okay, so now it will kind of talk very crappily. Okay, so, but we want it to continue talking during those little pauses and dips when we're actually talking. So what we want to do is we want to add some cooldown to this. So we'll call this talk. Cooldown is going to be, I don't know. Let's say it's like half of a second. Let's say it's a third-ish of a second. We'll see what that looks like. Doesn't equal idle. Is and a word? No. C successor languages and their symbols. Haha, ship it. Yeah, totally. Okay, so let's see. Is this like compile time constant, or is it just constant in general? Okay, it's just constant in general. Maybe sometimes it's also compile time constant. We could also just call it time, that'd be better. And so we'll grab these and just call them time. Okay. If for idle and time minus state change is greater than talk cooldown. No. Okay, so it is compile time. Okay. Is there a runtime const equivalent in this language? Constants can be explicitly typed. Oh, that's interesting. Must be evaluated at compile time. It seems like that's the only sort of const there is. Okay, I get why Odin wouldn't have const, because C and C++ don't really actually have const. So, I, okay, it's fine. It's fine, Bill. It's fine. I do like const for the just like, I don't know, if you're not doing anything crazy in your code, it can be nice just like semantically for the reader, particularly using like integrated tools where you're getting autocomplete and warnings and things. But that makes sense. That does make sense. Okay. Just like being able to express the intent of like, oh, hey, I don't want to modify this is kind of nice. Okay, so this is a little bit better. Frame rate's high. Um, yeah, it's true that with the const proc parameters, you don't really need the you don't really need const for that sort of a thing. With all the immutable parameters, like that's pretty nice. Okay, so this cooldown is kind of reasonable. It feels okay. I don't know. Could be better, could be worse. We could also have a thing of like the current animation has to finish before it can go back to idle. That way you don't just like show the open mouth for 1 frame or something. Um, so that's maybe something we should consider, which we need to get like do some actual real work for that. Let's see. Well, um, I need to get a refill on my water. So if it's okay with you guys, I will be back in 1 minute and then we will do more. We will do more stuff. I cut myself off absentmindedly clicking the mute button, but I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. All right, so Carl says, I like a stream where you make a VTuber avatar. It's like building your face in real time. Yeah, it's kind of a funny idea. I didn't know if it would work out or not, and I don't know how far I'll get before I end up stopping for the day, but we shall see. So let's see, we got our microphone input. We didn't do this, we skipped that. Open the default device, got samples, got the threshold, did this. Okay, so next thing we want to do is actual animation that finishes before finishes when changing states. So what we need to do for that is we'll need to kind of queue up what the next state is. Doing this nicely will end up with all kinds of parameters and stuff eventually, I think. But for today, we'll keep it fairly simple. But yeah, so first things first, we want to have a little, we want to have a little, we want to finish the current animation. So for that, we need to be able to define an animation. So, let's see, so we'll have sprite anim is going to be a struct. We could just call it an animation, but whatever. For an animation, we'll want to have a list of frames. So we'll have, let's see, I have a list of, we could do a list of textures, or we could do a list of strings, and then just like, we could have like a map for all of our loaded images and get them by string, but why bother for now? It would be nice to have that later though, for sure. So we'll just do this, we'll say textures, and that will be a dynamic array of arraylib textures. Actually, really, I don't know, you'd like to be able to do lots of things here, and I haven't really thought through what I want to do yet. So like, what I ultimately want to have is, I've got this little sketch I did on a sticky note, and so what I'd like to do is, I like to have, first of all, several different avatar states, like different hats that I can wear, things like that. And I would like those to all have their own, so like the snail antennas one, they would kind of like have some physics and waggle as the head moves. As well with like the Bomberman slash Pikmin antenna thing. The wizard hat might have some sparkles or something, and the duck might like look around, things like this. And in terms of animation, like, it is somewhere between a PNG tuber and a real VTuber. I don't want to do anything too crazy, but I do want to have some little stuff. So like, I'll probably put like my bangs and my glasses on their own layers, and like they'll be independently animated somewhat. So like, if I have eyes under the glasses, I'll need to like, I want to be able to like have those like look around occasionally and blink and stuff like that. And then the mouth needs to be animated, and like the normal PNG tuber way would just be to have like complete composite images that you swap between. But that gets obnoxious fast, because you're like, okay, well, I want to blink sometimes while I'm talking, and now I've got like these whole composite images to do that. And choosing between them is like just this long tower of gross if statements, which I don't really care for. What you'd rather have is just have the eyes be their own thing and tell them to blink. That would be nicer. My throat is getting so dry. I have not streamed in such a long time. Ugh. And the other thing, the main thing that I really want to do is have the head and then the parts on the desk separate, because I want to have like the hands typing and stuff, and then have the head like, I want to either use another microphone or use raw input to detect when I'm typing, so that I can show like the character animating typing, and then have talking, and then have blinking, and you know, hair swaying, things like this. Not super complicated versions of those things, but a version of those things, preferably. So I'm just trying to think of how I want to structure that, and I'm not entirely sure yet how I want to do that. But we don't have to figure it all out right now. But I do want to figure out a little bit of it. Let's see. For now, we'll just do this, and we'll have like frame rate. It's going to be an int. And so then what we can do is we can say head animations, anim script. And this is going to be an array of sprite anim. How do you specify? There's like an enum array thing you can do in this language, right? For arrays. Hang on. Enum arrays. Hang on. Fixed arrays, dynamic arrays, structure of arrays. Where's the enum stuff in here? Arrays. Array programming, that's nice. Swizzle operations, that's nice too. But that is not what I'm looking for. Okay, is there something like... Aha. Here we go. Partial. Enumerated array, that's what I wanted. Let's see. Use instead of indices to a fixed array. Okay. Oh, and you can have multi-dimensional arrays, of course. That's pretty nice. Okay, so we put the enum in the brackets. I assumed that that's what it would be, but I wasn't sure. So we'll call this head state sprite anim. And so then what we'll do is we'll say idle is going to be this. And talk is going to be that. And doing this as textures, we need to define it inside main after we've loaded the textures, right? Oh God, I'm gonna cough from talking so much. Okay, so maybe we should just make it a string. So we'll call this paths, and that will be a dynamic array of strings. What's the problem? What is the complaint? Expected a comma. What did I do wrong there? Oh, that's a problem too. Why? Do structs require commas? Am I crazy? Oh, they do. What? That's odd, but okay. Can I have a trailing one? Okay, that's fine. All right, let's see. So we'll have that, and we'll have that, and I'll have that. Okay. So we'll put the frame rate first because that's a little bit nicer. Can I do designated initializers? No. Oh, well, it's cool that he explicitly tells you that's not how it works in Odin, you dingus. Okay. Okay, so that's cool, and then I'll have frames, and this will be strings, and so then can I just do this? I don't know if I can do that or not. So for idle, it's this, right? It's just this one. And then for talking, it's these two. This is like the worst way to do this ever imagined, but we'll figure out something better as we go. Okay, nope, that is not quite right. Field equal value and value elements and a literal is not allowed. What does that mean? Oh, I need to specify that these are the frames, right? Nope. Is not a compile time known constant. Baloney. Because they're different links, because they're dynamic arrays, right? But this isn't going to work either because you don't... Oh, wait, really? Okay, so you can have different length fixed size arrays. Is that what I'm reading right now? Oh, okay. So this would have... So if I had them dynamic and did that, that also works. Okay, that's really cool. Thank you, Carl. So where these are dynamic, we need to use this instead of making it a compile time constant. However, if I just say that it's an array of string, it lets me do this, but these are different length arrays. Is that normal in Odin? Is that allowed? Am I gonna get some kind of weird... Okay, no compile error from the actual compiler. Can you have different sized fixed arrays? This is kind of like doing the yucky C thing where you have an array with one item and then you dynamically allocate it. It's like what that feels like. I don't know if I should be doing that or not. That feels a little bit sketchy. I don't know. Fixed arrays. I I don't know. This feels a little bit weird to me. I'm gonna wait and see what it does. But that feels so weird. Okay, so let's go and we're gonna make a new list up here called all images, which is going to be an array of C strings. And actually, these should be C strings too, because just so we don't have to cast things around. Okay, so currently this is just going to be the same image list, right? And this is going to be well, no, it doesn't matter. We don't need this actually. Sorry, I'm having a brain fart. We want to have a map of loaded images is what it is. So instead of head textures here, we're going to have textures, and that's going to be a map of C strings to raylib textures. Or not. How do you do, oh right, map. Okay, so there's our dictionary, and then what we'll do when we load these is we will say how do we add something to a map? To insert, okay, we just do that. All right, so we'll say textures path equals image. All right. So that should be putting our textures in the map. That's pretty cool. And so then what we'll do for these, so we'll move over to this. So we're gonna turn off head textures first of all, and go find everywhere that it's used, and turn those off too. So what we'll do is, for now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna just do the stupidest thing possible. So we're gonna say texture equals textures, and then what is it? What do they even? Hang on. Let me just, oh Lord, let me just do that real quick. So we're gonna go to, actually, here's what we can do. We're gonna leave this alone. Comment the whole thing out. So now we should be able to go based on the head state. We should be able to say animation is going to be head anims head state And then elapsed is going to be time minus time state changed. And then we can say texture is going to be anim frames. And then in there, we're going to do int, or well, here, we'll just get the frame logic from before, right? And we'll modify it. So that's going to be elapsed times anim frame rate mod anim frames len. All right. And the texture is going to be that. And then we will draw the texture. So this should, no, can't index a constant. What are you talking about? I can't index a right, because I modify the thing, right? Duh. Okay. Mismatch types, F64 versus int. What are you talking about? But I cast it to an int right there. Oh, right. Duh. I need to cast this to a float. Okay. All right, and then I need to get the actual texture, so... And then we're going to say texture. Okay. Okay, so... All right, we're where we started, so it's working. Cool. So now the thing is we need to go and... Why is the line height so low on that? Jeez. Can I specify that? I probably can't. Or can I? I think that's just the size, right? What is this? Font size, yeah. A little bit cramped, but that's okay. What if I take it a whole other level down? Okay, that's a little bit better. But all right, so we have the same problem from before. So we need to, I think it was 15, right? That's what it was. 15 is what I had it at before. Yeah. So we'll put this at 15 first of all. And then what we'll do is, so we'll say state queued is false. And then we'll have next, well, actually, we could have a none in here, but I don't know, none and idle are kind of the same, aren't they? So we'll have queued state, we had state idle. All right. So then what we will do is in here, instead of directly setting the state, what we will do, is we will, instead of directly setting the state, what we'll do is we'll queue it up. So here where we're changing it, instead of that, we're going to queue it. So we're going to say queued state equals talk and queued state equals idle. And then what we'll do is we're going to check if there's a queued state and the animation is finished, basically. Um, so we'll say if frame equals 0. I don't need those there. Such a habit. So animation finished, where it just started. If animation finished and queued state doesn't equal head state, I need to move this as well. Forget it. Actually, we can do all of this, but the actual drawing there. So let's just go do that. All right, so if we're on the 0th frame and we need to change the state, we'll do head state equals queued state, and then we'll say time state changed is the time. And so now this should actually finish playing and never like, it should never flicker and just show the open mouth for a single frame. It should always be the right amount of time that it shows it for. And that seems to be the case. So yay. Another common PingTuber thing that people will do is rather than showing the mouth opening and closing, is they will just have they will literally just make it one frame. I picked the wrong frame. Just do that anyway. Is it'll just pick one frame, and so then it just shows it just shows like the mouth opening and closing. Because if I went it would like work, right? Because of the long sound. And then you've got these moments where you're quiet, where it just goes to closed, and so your natural pauses kind of, I don't know, it's kind of a cheap way to get somewhat more responsive mouth opening and closing. The other way to do it instead of doing this is you have your talking animation is like more frames long with some subtlety to kind of like fake show like a consonant or something in there. Instead of just opened and closed, it has like some gesticulation and it has some little like mouth movements that aren't just one shape, because that gives you some more options. Honestly, between this and the mouth flapping, I don't know which one I would prefer design-wise. I might prefer just having the mouth open like this, because then if I scream, it'll just show the mouth open. If I'm like, oh God, Windows is so bad. It looks okay. So here we are again with the mouth flapping version, which, I don't know, if you're talking really fast and you're saying a bunch of things and then it kind of works, right? But I don't know. Yeah, I think maybe I just prefer the like, I don't know, it's hard to say. The stream where I'm indecisive for the whole thing and don't actually get any work done. Yippee. But anyway, so that's something. What else do we want to do? Okay, so we implemented this. It doesn't really matter. Blinking is next on our list. So we want to have the avatar occasionally blink. And depending on how we implement things, like there's different ways you could do this. So if you're doing it like this with one frame per animation, then it's just you switch which one framed animation you're doing, right? And also where it has like the whole head is one image. What you could do is, if you had a blinking animation, so if you had the talking animation is 2 frames and you had the blinking talking animation is 2 frames, one way that you can cheese it on blinking doing this is you use the same frame index but switch which animation you're doing if you want to be blinking. And that's how I've done it in some of my previous programs like this. is I'll just like say, oh well, for this, 250 milliseconds, use the blink animation instead. For this avatar, I might want to have the eyes and mouth be their own separate set of sprites. And in that case, the eyes just play a different animation, right? Um, and I'm not super sure what I would prefer per se. Um, I'm going to think about that. And while I think about that, I'm going to go to the bathroom. So I'll be back in like 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, the audio stream's current bitrate 0 is lower than the recommended bitrate. Uh, does that mean I don't have any audio? Does that mean my audio isn't working? Can anybody hear me? Oh dear. Well, I did go to the bathroom. I also got animal crackers, and I need to find a better place for them because, very rustly bag. I'm gonna put them way over here. Way, way over here, far away from the microphone. But you'll probably still hear them. Alright. So, let's do blinking. So, does a sprite, which I've written 2 different C libraries to load a sprite files. I wanted to write one for Nim, and I probably will. I should probably write one for Odin too. And it's like, well, just use the C one and make bindings. And I'm like, no, the C one's not very good. I'd rather write one that's like idiomatic to the language, right? So at some point, I might write on a sprite file loader for Odin, which seems like it'll be really easy with how Odin is designed. But okay, let's see in a sprite if we can export layers as their own PNGs, then we can make different. We can work with all the art in one file conveniently, and then export like here's just the eyes frames, here's just the mouth frames, etc. And then I'll do some additional animation. Ultimately, what I want to do is have like the head bob back and forth when she's typing and things like this. So we'll see. So let's see what we can do in here. What are my export options? Layers. Can I do sprite export PNG of each layer? Is that a thing? I'm designing a VTuber model. Yeah, I bet you are. A script? Gross. Okay, fine. Easy ways. Options. File name, sprite name, layer groups. Okay, that's interesting. Group separator. Now there's lots of options here. Let's go take a look. I can't start it because I'm not signed in this browser, but that's okay. All right, well, we're just gonna download the zip because I don't care. And okay. Let's see, scripts, Gatsby. Okay. How do we install this? File scripts, open scripts folder. Scripts, Gatsby. Oh. How the, excuse me, what? When did I do that? Apparently in August 2022. Okay. That's stupid. Okay. That's really funny. Anyway, we're just gonna replace those because it has had some maintenance done. All right. It's really funny. Okay, my audio's not busted. Well, thank you, Carl, and I'll see you later. I hope you have a good day. Thanks for stopping by the stream. I appreciate it. Let's see. So scripts, Gatsby, slices. Now, what's the deal with the slices? I assume slices is going to be like trimmed. It's going to trim all the images. But the problem with that is I don't believe it will. I would need to know the offset of each one, right? And I don't think it'll export that, but we can see. Export slices. Output directory. Yeah, sure, why not? Slice data, slice name, whatever that means. PNG, export scale, export, exported 0 slices. Oh boy. I don't know what a slice is, so scripts, I should probably save. Gatsby, export layers, export. Yes. Oh, right. I need to have different layers. Duh. Okay, so what we'll do then is we'll come in here and we'll call this layer mouth, not muth, mouth, and then we'll make a new layer and we'll call it eyes. And then on each frame, we will grab the eyes and stick them up there. And actually, having done that, we now only need 2 frames, right? Because we've got the open mouth and the closed mouth, and we've got the open eyes, and we got the closed eyes. And so now if I do this and I do scripts, Gatsby, export layers, export, agree, agree, oh my god, okay. So if we do that, now we have mouth 1, mouth 2, and we have eyes 1 and eyes 2, which is kind of exactly what we wanted. Great. All right, so with that, we then need to kind of restructure, this stuff. So I'll make a folder called old, and I'll put these in there. And I'll go to our code, and now I need to change our code. So let me, actually wait, let me go back here, put those back. Git, start working. I'll call this one anims. Okay. Ouch. And we've got Odin run avatar. All right. So now we'll go here and we will redo this. Moving my phone off the desk because it's vibrating. Okay. So now we've got these separated. So now in here, we will go and change all this crap again. So I'm gonna go delete some of this stuff that I've accumulated. And let's see, get rid of all this. Okay. All right, so now I've got a problem. Right, yes, because I moved those. Okay, so instead of this, now what we'll do is, I thought I made an all images thing, did I not? Am I crazy? I guess I didn't. Okay, so first of all, we're gonna change this to be all images. Can I do like a glob star and just automatically load all the images, or do I need to specify them all? List files. Can I list files? Authoring a package, right? But what can I do for I need to go read the package stuff. Files. List files. No. Enumerate. New. About directory. Load directory file. Well, that's raylib. So, I mean, we are using raylib, so I don't remember how get directory files works. What all does this do? It makes a list of file paths. Okay. Ah, forget it. We can just list our own files. We're grown-ups here. So these go away. It's going to be avatar, image, eyes 1, eyes 2, mouth 1, and mouth 2. Ah. All right, and then these go away. And then, do we use this anywhere? Yeah, we do. Okay. So then what we'll do is this is going to stay the same. So head animations is going to change. So we're going to call this eyes anims. Is going to be make a new enum called eye state. Where we'll have open and blink. And then later we might have additional ones like look left or look right, things like this. But that'll work for now. Sprite animation, and then in here we'll have open, which is going to be frame rate will be 1. Frames will be avatar image eyes 1.png. What's the problem? Right, we didn't do the other one. Blink is going to be eyes 2. All right, so there's our eye animations, quote unquote animations. And then we'll do the same thing for the mouth. Closed, open, closed, talk. Let's just do it, call it open for now. Okay, and so then we'll have mouth anims, mouth state, sprite animation, closed, two, those should be, okay. So there's our crappy animations, quote unquote. And then for the head animations, this goes away because we're not using it right now, which means all this stuff goes away too. Let's see. And my dog is barking again. I'm going to go let the dog in. I will be right back. Okay, I have returned. I'm going to eat an animal cracker. Animal crackers are the breakfast of champions. So, at this point, I think maybe we could simplify things going forward if we use strings and string comparisons, which I hate to say, but this is going to get very redundant very fast. Especially when it's like, oh, well, I want to like have animations on the hat, and I want to have animations on the hair and the glasses and the hands and the whatever. So let's just take a minute and do something a little bit more data driven for this. So we'll have sprite animator, which is going to be a struct, and sprite animator is going to have animations, which is going to be a map of anims, and it's also going to have some of this down here. It's going to have a map of animations, and then it's also going to have a current animation, which is a string, and it's going to have a timer, which is an F64, and it's weird to me that the struct members have to be separated by commas, but it's okay. So here's a sprite animator, and then can I do something like make sprite animator rock, and we'll have default anims and then this returns result, which is a sprite animator. Can we do something like that? Let's say like we'll put a naked return down here, and so then we'll say result anim equals default anim, result anims is anims, which I mean we could just, we don't really need this, right? We could just specify the thing. I'm just not very used to Odin yet, and so I'm like feeling it out. So we probably don't need this. So then what we would do is we would say eyes is going to be a sprite animator. Can I do it this way in Odin? Is that a way to do it? It appears to be. Okay, that's cool. So then what we'll do in here is we'll say say anim equals open, and then we'll say anims is going to be, how do you create a map? I think you can just create a map like this, can't you? So we'll say open equals, and then we'll have thing, where we'll have frame rate equals 1, frames equals I is 1. I think that's allowed. Maybe not. And then we'll have blink. Maybe instead of frame rate, we should have like duration of a frame. For now, we'll do it this way. And that'll be I is 2. I should leave this for now because things are complaining about it. So this seems to be allowed, which is cool. This should just crash if we run because the images aren't there anymore. Yep. Right, well, we turned it off. Okay, cool. So there's that. And then we would do a similar thing for the mouth. Basically the identical thing for the mouth, actually. And the default animation for the mouth is closed. Okay. So there's that. This stuff goes away. This stuff goes away. And then what we'll want is something like update sprite animator. Something like that. And instead of timer, we'll call this like started. And so then what we'll do we got the current time, and then elapsed is going to be actually not into that. What you actually want is something like get current frame. And then we'll do that stuff in there. So where is our logic for that? Right. So in here, we would do something like we would get the current animation, and then we would get our elapsed time. And instead of this, it's going to be animator started. We'll get the animation, and then we'll get the frame, and then we'll get the path, and then we'll get the texture. We'll return the texture, right? So let me get rid of all this stuff real quick. And we'll get rid of that too. So get current frame, and then we'll get rid of this. And then this head animation is going to be doing something completely different. So play anim, where we'll take animator, actually, can we not just do this and then that goes away? I think we can, and so then we'll say animator started equals rl get time, and we'll say animate, well, okay, here's what we'll do. Say if animator anim doesn't equal anim string doesn't equal the animation you want to play, then we'll do that. And we'll just put an assert in here. So we'll say, I'll say format assert f. Actually, oh yeah, we can do that. Anim in anims animation doesn't exist. Something like that. And then we'll say, all right. So animations can either loop or play once, right? So something like a blink would play once, and something like your eyes being open would loop. So this all goes away. And there's the cat shoving the door open again. Got our eyes and our mouth. And so then we have, let's see. So all this crud goes away. Need to have a way to check if an animation is finished for the one-off ones. So what this one would do is we'll get the time. This is all really inefficient and stupid, but it doesn't really matter. Then we'll get the elapsed, we'll get the animation. And then if we'll say if elapsed is greater than and frames length Oh, it is an int. Oop. Okay. Right. And also what we'll do is this needs to vary, so we'll have frame, and then we'll say if the anim loops, else, all right. Nope. Frame declared but not used. Oh, right. Undeclared name. Okay, yeah. I think you can use an if in the. I think I could do like. I think I can do that. I'm not sure about that. Maybe not. I thought you could do. I thought you could. Maybe I'm crazy. I'm in the wrong place. If condition else. Oh, okay. Or wait. One if condition else. Oh, I see. I see. Don't like that. We'll do the ternary style. Expected a statement. Got whatever. Am I required to have it there? What? Oh, is it required to be one line? Oh, I don't like that. Okay. Yeah. All right. We'll leave it this way. Okay, so this part goes away, and that part goes away partly. Oh, hang on. Be right back. All right. Ugh. I'm gonna have to go soon and make some kind of actual breakfast that is not animal crackers. This has been fun though. It's been fun to play with a new language. But anyway, so let's see. So we need to change this. So the head state is just gonna be for the mouth for now, and then the eyes will be their own thing. Man, I'm feeling anxious. I'm not used to streaming anymore. Let's see. Actually, I don't know. How long have I been going? Let's see. I have been going for... How long? Where does it say in the app? It has to say somewhere. Maybe not. I feel like it was, what, maybe 8:30 when I started or something? Something like that. I've apparently been going for 3 hours. No wonder I'm tired. Jesus Christ. All right. Well, that being the case, I'm going to call it for now. My throat's really dry. Um, but yeah, I will practice some more with Odin probably off screen and get a little more comfortable. Next time we will set up our nicer, fancier animations. Sorry for the abrupt stop, but I really didn't plan this. It was just going to be like a test. But thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Laters.